Hello, everybody. My name is Kamara, and today we will be reviewing our penultimate episode of Season 1 of Bubble Guppies. Season 1, Episode 19, Bubble Bites. In this episode, the Bubble Guppies go to the supermarket and race another shopper to get a dog food called Bubble Bites for Bubble Puppy. Now, this episode, it's nothing big. It's not like a grand finale before the actual last episode of this season, which will be coming next time. But this episode's pretty decent, For some reason, I'll always have this episode on my mind for no apparent reason at all. Not because it's like a bad thing. I just think maybe because I have like a lot of memories watching this episode. I do. This episode it's good. It's not the best. I feel like if I was ranking episodes of season 1, I feel like this would be one of the episodes kind of at the bottom of the totem pole because it's not really like that. It's not really big, but it's still a good episode. It's still really nice. I like this episode. So the episode starts with Bubble Puppy and Gil swimming to school, and then they see a cart coming towards them, a shopping cart, and Bubble Puppy, he was able to stop it, and that cart actually came from the supermarket when they were on their way to school, and then they was able to get it back to the shopkeeper Stan, and then a shopper comes out. Her name is Mrs. Peekitoo, which we see her a couple times throughout the series in like little cameos, We see her a lot of times throughout the series. And then she has like a bulldog named Bud, and she got him some Bubble Bites, and he does a cute little trick with it. And so does Bubble Puppy when Gil hands him the Bubble Bite treat, which is really, really cute. And Mrs. Peekitoo actually gives him some Bubble Bites for later. And and when they go back to school, they was able to show that cute little trick to Bubble Puppy, which is really adorable. And Bubble Puppy, he wants another one, but Gil says, you only have one more. We have to save it for later. And then Mr. Grouper says that you could probably get it in the pet food aisle. And then they question what's an aisle. And an aisle is something in the supermarket to help you find what you need. And then we have a whole a question segment about what can you find in the supermarket, what you need, stuff like that. And then we have one of my favorite songs from this season, Super Super Supermarket. And tell me why Clam was doing wrap-ups tell me why Clam was backing up vocals in the beginning. Like, I'm still kind of shocked that Clam never appeared again after season 1. Like, what happened to my boy? I am a Clam stan. What happened to him? But anyway, so then we have our shop segment with Una, and she goes to Dimma, obviously, who's our shopkeeper, and then apparently her shop, it's a produce party because she has a special today that all the foods only cost $1, which is really imagine if it was actually like that in real life. Like, could you imagine if food was affordable? Okay, I'm done. And then when Una comes to pull up, by the way, I love Dima's fruit hat. It's so Dima coded. I love it. It's giving so chica chica. I love it. And then Una exclaims that she has $1, but then Dima explains that every fruit and vegetable costs $1, but every banana in a bunch costs $1. And she has 3 and Una has 3 bananas. She doesn't have 1 banana. And then at one point Dima says, "Cheer up, sweetie, this is a produce party." And then we have the music in the background. And then this episode, I really like this how this episode handled money, because in most kid shows, it's mostly we mostly don't see the characters pay. We mostly don't see them, or if we do see them pay, we see them pay with coins. But with this episode, we actually see them pay with actual money. So I like that. And we have to help Una because she has $3. So how many bananas can she buy? And she has 5 bananas in the bunch. So that means since she has $3, she can buy only 3 bananas. She can buy only 3 bananas. And it's really, really cute. And what's really cute is that she said, "Did you bring a bag?" And then she said, and Una says, "No, I'll just wear them." And then Dimma says, "Atta girl." Like, those two are besties. Una is such a follower to Dimma. Not like a follower to be like, Dimma's like having her like, "Oh yeah, you have to follow me. Whatever I do, you have to come along with me." No. She's a follower in the sense like, she admires Dimma. She admires her quirkiness, but she's a little bit too easygoing to be as hyperactive as she is. So it's kind of, I love these two besties together. I love Una and Dimma together. They're so cute as besties. And then we have our lunch joke, which is Nani, and he has a can of jumping beans, which is really funny. But no offense, who just packs a random can of beans in their lunchbox? I mean, I could get if it was like to go camping, which what we had in this season, but just a can of beans just for school? That's kind of random. But anyway, now we have our Molly and Gil segment, and we have Gil who's stacking up different I forgot what it was. I'm sorry. He was stacking things, and then he was like, if you're a real expert, you could stack them really high. And then Molly says that it's not really a good idea to do that. And then when he tries to take it off, it actually causes him to fall. A whole bunch of it falls all over the floor what he was stacking. And that's just another point of silly Gilly. And then we cut over to the classroom, and all the kids are playing supermarket. And at one point, Mr. Grouper's pretending to be a superhero. And then he says, "I'm here for superhero stuff." And then the kids explain that you can't buy superhero things in a supermarket. You buy food. And then during that segment, Gil gives Bubble Bup his last bubble bite. And his sad little face that he doesn't have anymore, it breaks my heart. And then they explain that they can get more for him at the supermarket. And then we have another question segment which explains other things that you can get at the supermarket as well. It also talks about how I also love how they talk about bringing a reusable bag to the supermarket. Not like one of those plastic bags, because plastic is not good for the earth. Which I really, really like that. Every time me and my mom and dad go shopping, we always use recyclable non-plastic bags, which is perfect. It's perfect. I like that. It's good for the earth. And now we have our dance song, which is the shopping dance. And Dimma, again, wearing her fruit hat. Iconic. Dimma's a fashion icon. She's a fashion icon. I'm done. I love that song so much. But yeah. The song is so repetitive but so addictive. Like, push, push, chicka chicka bam bam, everybody chicka 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 bam bam. It's just like I said, her hat is giving chicka chicka. So every time she says chicka chicka bam bam, I think of chicka chicka. Like, is that a coincidence? Like, aha. And now we have our storybook segment with Gobi and Dimma. Once again, Dimma, my girl. It's the storybook is Islander Sandwich. Islander Sandwich, which Dimma and Gobi, they're like these island people who love to dance every chance they get. And there's this giant squid character. He always freaked me out as a kid. Like, I did not trust this guy. I didn't. The fact that he had followed them to the supermarket, like some zombie. Like, dude, get away from them. He made me feel so uncomfortable. And at one point, he's like hungry. Like, come on. He's just pinning himself to the window, just saying, "Are you finished yet?" Like, leave them alone. Come on, dude. Like, come on. You freaking them out. You freaking me out. All for a freaking sandwich. I mean, he does say, even he does have this moment where he's like, now dance, please. I mean, he's funny, but he still terrifies me. And tell me at one point, Gobi says, and I quote, "Here you are, old squid, a delicious fish, and not just one of the little fish on a platter." And for a second, I thought, as a kid, I thought that fish was dead. But luckily, it was alive and it swam back in the ocean. Like, oh my God, that scene, like I said, any fish-related show that has any fish characters and they get threatened to be eaten, or there's even a joke about them getting eaten, I get so terrified. I do. I get so terrified. Whew. But anyway, story was okay. I liked it. And then we have another Molly and Gil segment, which Gil is stacking up cans. He's stacking up cans, and once again, Molly tells him that's not safe. And luckily, when Gil moves the cans again, before they fall on him, Molly was able to push him out the way. Which, like, I don't care. Like, my girl doesn't care how much she has to go through with Gil's shenanigans. She will still be there to help him. That is a good friend right there. A good friend. And then we have our field trip segment, which all the Guppies, Mr. Grouper, Bubble Puppy, are going to the supermarket to buy Bubble Puppy some more Bubble Bites. And I like the detail how they left Bubble Puppy outside, like, especially Bud when they were racing, like, and they were cheering through the window. Like, why couldn't they just be in there? Like, I mean, I know the rules. Dogs aren't allowed in certain stores. But nowadays, I feel like it's, at least where I come from, it's more acceptable. Like, it's more acceptable. Not even with just service dogs. Like, actual, like ordinary everyday dogs, It's more acceptable nowadays. But, I mean, this was the early 2010s, so, I mean, maybe that was the case. Yeah. But anyway, it turns out that Mrs. Peekitoo comes back for some more Bubble Bites, and it turns out that there's only one box of Bubble Bites left. And Dimma, once again, her little awkward. I love it. I love Dimma so much. And then they decided to host a bi-athlon, which this won't be our last time hearing the word athlon in the series. Stay tuned for that in season 3. But anyway, I like how it really uses aisles in the game. And Mrs. Peekitoo, I'm not gonna say what she got, but let's just say it wasn't Bubble Bites, but it was pet food. It was. And I really like that little detail of when Dimma was announcing the race. Before she was announcing what's going on in the race, she looked at Stan's little nameplate. That was just a cute detail, because I feel like anytime I see an employee, I always mention their name first. Every single time there's a store employee and they have a nameplate, I pronounce them by their name. I feel like that just makes me feel like more respectable, And then Gil was able to get the Bubble Bites for Bubble Puppy. He was able to win the race, and so sweetly we hear Bud whimpering, and then he says so generously, "Mrs. Peekitoo, can we share our Bubble Bites with Bud?" And that's so sweet, because and one thing about me, I like friendly competitions and kid shows. I like those type of competitions where, like, everything, like, goes too far. They're trying to, like, sabotage each other in the race. No, I like a nice little friendly race with two competitors who will still be friends by the end of the day. That's my type of race. Thank you very much. And yeah, so then we come back to our last Molly and Gil segment, and then And then we see a whole freaking pyramid stack of bubble bites. And then Gil decides to give Bubble Puppy another one. And I like that cute little detail where he's like, but just one more. I don't want to spoil your dinner. Which is so cute, you know? That I always like that. That's so cute. And then once again, Gil gets the thing from the bottom, not the top, and it falls all over him. And that ends our episode. So overall, this episode, I liked it. It was a really good episode. For our penultimate episode, it wasn't like anything groundbreaking, anything too exciting. It was just a simple episode to talk about supermarkets. Not really like to talk down to kids about supermarkets, but like explain like how supermarkets work. You know, simple little concept, you know. I mean, it's the first season. It's not like we're going to get like anything too action-packed just yet. So, you know what that means. We only have one more episode left in this season. And, ironically, this episode will be posted on, you guessed it, Hallows Eve, aka Halloween. So, tune in to me next time as we will be reviewing our very last episode of this season, which is a Halloween special, Season 1, Episode 20, Haunted House Party. See you all next time on All Hallows Eve.